Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our last show of the year on Just For You. Traditionally, we do a little something different for our last show of the year, and this year will be no different. We have Bruce Hock, a musician from the Danville area, and his friends, who will be performing for us tonight. Bruce has just finished recording some new songs in the recording studio, and we hope something successful will happen with those, and he's going to perform those for you this evening. And so without any further ado, Rainbow Studio proudly presents Bruce Hock and Friends.
She said her love was fragile, so I handled it with care. And I knew right from that moment on that our days we had to share. If I close my eyes, I can see her there, but when I open them, she's gone. Am I lost in a dream? Fantasy's a way of life when you're caught up in a dream. The lights will flash and the people pass, so simple it may seem. I thought I had the answer, but now my mind is blank. Am I lost in a dream? Have I fallen past the point of no return? I've seen you staring down at me. Have I lost myself to all around me? Can't you see? Can't you see? Have I fallen past the point of no return? I've seen you staring down at me. Have I lost myself to all around me? Can't you see? Can't you see?
Well, I've just finished my recent recording project over at ATR Studios in Lafayette with my group. This is my fourth or fifth time in the recording studio. I learned a lot about some of the tricks and some of the things you can do, and the band goes in and lays down the basic tracks, the bass, drums, and guitars, and since they're my songs, I go over and do all the other little tidbits, the acoustic guitars and the vocals and stuff, and then I had my buddies come in and lay their parts down, Rock and Lewis and Henry, and it's just like a puzzle, that has 16 pieces, and they all have to just be put together. It's a lot of hard work. It only takes, 3 minutes to listen to a song, but it takes a heck of a lot of hours to put them all together. This summer, I'm going to be teaching guitar here at Devil Mountain Music Company, as always, and my main goal is to get my songs published. I have copyrights on all of them, and I think they're valuable to somebody, and I just got to do my homework and send out some tapes and see if I can get some of them published. One of these times is a special tuning on the guitar I came up with, a real low tuning of the strings, so they almost growl and buzz, and it's kind of influenced by Stephen Stills from Crosby, Stills and Nash, who's one of my big influences. And the dobro, it's a real unique instrument. I added that on later because I just thought it was appropriate for the song. It's a real unique instrument. It only works on certain kinds of music.
Sometimes I think I'm on the right track. Turn away every day, don't look back. Win a few, lose a few, it's all the same. I wanna stay, make a play, who's to blame? Everybody knows it's the way to be. Live and learn, take a turn, what about me? One of these times, I'll let myself go. One of these times, you'll feel it below.
My biggest influence was the Beatles. The Beatles changed my whole life. I already had been playing the guitar for a while, taking lessons when I was a kid, and I liked it, but it wasn't the biggest thing in the world to me until I saw the Beatles for the first time, and then that was it, and I haven't put the guitar down since. The Rolling Stones, Led Zeppelin, Bob Dylan, all the old standards, Led Zeppelin have all influenced me, but nothing like the Beatles. Yesterday Slipped Away is a song that I thought was crying out for some background vocals. I needed some oohs and some ahs in there, and my friend Henry Koch is one of the best singers I've ever heard, writes some real good songs himself. He's crazy. His goal in life is to embarrass me on television. This time I don't think I let him get away with it, but I had him come over and fill that gap that needed to be filled there with some background vocals, and I think you'll hear it and you'll agree.
Yesterday has slipped away, my friend, but don't you think that it's the end? 'Cause we once were in love, so much in love, but now you have learned that life's different from day to day. Did you think that we had lost our way? That we were living aimlessly? Though you're right by my side, you're still out of reach. So near yet so far, and it's killing your memory. We cast a line and we see what bites. We got some news that you ought to know. We got a long way to go. We took a stroll down the avenue. We figured there was something we could prove. We lost the fight and we lost the dough. We got a long way to go. We got a long way to go. We took a cruise down the boulevard. Heard people telling us I ride so hard. We're here to see that we told them so. We got a long way to go. We took a walk down along the beach to find out if they practice what they preach. We're here to see that we still don't know. We got a long way to go. We got a long way to go. We got an alibi. Don't wanna see them cry. Fast talkers and half-hearted lovers telling us where to go. Last week we got a brick through the window. It's probably that same old jive. And last night we got a call from the mayor. Said we're all doing just fine. We caught a flight to the promised land. We set our course to make the final stand. Our flight was paid and we missed the boat. We got a long way to go. We took the drive just to see the sights. We cast a line and we see what bites. We got some news that you ought to know. We got a long way to go. 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 We got a long way to go.
The main core of all these songs is the group, the First Offenders, myself, Steve HATHHORN, and Dave Coolhoven, and we've been together for probably 4 years now. I think we're pretty versatile. We play rock and roll and some country music, little bit of jazz, some reggae and some blues, and we've played pretty much all around the area. We play soft music out in Black Hawk and wear our coats and ties, and we play rock and roll music at bars in Livermore, and we try to do a little bit of everything. Been doing an annual show or concert over at Monte Vista High School for years, and with Chester Farrow's help, and I did the first one, I guess '83, by myself, and it's pretty scary. I mean, when you play in bars or nightclubs and stuff, everybody's talking and dancing and drinking and stuff, and that's one thing. But when you're playing a concert like that, a sit down and listen concert where everybody's sitting there watching you, that's a totally different story. And they would videotape it and show them on TV every year for the benefit of all my students so they could watch it. And like I said, the first one I did by myself, and after that I decided to get all my buddies involved and put on a show, a concert where we play all kinds of music, where I would come out and start off just by myself and play some soft acoustic music, and then bring these friends out one by one, so the energy of the music just builds and builds and builds. It would start off just like I said, myself, and at the end we'd have like an 11-piece rock group just kicking, Now that Chester doesn't do concerts anymore, I just try to do this annual TV show, and this show that you're seeing tonight is similar. It's like a mini Bruce Hock and Friends concert, as we used to do over at the school when they used to have the concerts. A Girl Like You is a love song that I wrote back in the '70s. When we got down to recording it, I was going to put harmonica parts down on it, but my friend HENDRICKS just happened to be back from Hawaii. Rock's probably the greatest saxophone player in the world. He hits notes on the saxophone that make the hair on my arm stand up. And I was fortunate and privileged to have him come over and play on the tapes with me, and he plays on movie soundtracks and Motown records. He's doing real well, and I also had my buddy Lewis come out and play percussion, conga drums on the song, because the song was in need of something like that. I've known both of those guys, I don't know, 10, 12 years from just playing at Danville at parties and stuff.
A girl like you makes me feel so high that my heart's afloat and I can touch the sky. You got me in your pocket. Where do we go from here? A girl like you makes me realize there's a world of beauty, baby, in your eyes. I'm hoping that this feeling always keeps us near. The world is young, and the love is new. You're all my soul, so it's up to you. It's the dawn of the day, there's so much to say. A girl like you makes it plain to see that there's no describing what you do to me. You got me in a heaven as far as the eye can see. A girl like you, with a special touch and a way of moving that I love so much. There's only one future, girl, and it's you and me. The world is young, and the love is new. You're all my soul, so it's up to you. It's the dawn of the day, and there's so much to say. A girl like you makes me feel so high that my heart's afloat and I can touch the sky. You got me in your pocket. Where do we go from here? La 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 da da la da 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 da.
I Wish My Heart Would Keep Its Big Mouth Shut is a song we decided to add from last year's TV show because it was a change of pace and it was appropriate. It's totally different than the other songs. We like to try to touch all the bases and play different kinds of music. It's a country song. I'm from Ohio. I was raised on country music. I love country music. It's a tongue-in-cheek song. I use my imagination on that one. It's a song about a man who gets divorced and loses everything. And I've never been married or divorced, so like I said, I obviously use my imagination on it, and I think it's a real catchy song.
She got the color TV, the new jacuzzi, the dog, the cat, the stereo. She made a fool out of me, it's easy to see. It's time to pack my bags and go. My heart told me to find her. My heart said she's for me. My heart said she's above the cut. I wish my heart would keep its big mouth shut. She got the Mercedes Benz, her neighbors and friends, the house and all the silverware. She got the phone and the stocks, the keys and the locks. It's time to pack my bags and go. My heart told me to find her. My heart said she's for me. My heart said pieces are forgotten. I know you said our relationship was rotten. Lots of places I can't place, and faces I can't face. She got the new VCR, shiny sports car, the microwave and custom hi-fi. She made a fool out of me, it's easy to see. I have to kiss my aspirations goodbye. My heart told me to find her, my heart said she's for me. My heart said she's above the cut. I wish my heart would keep its big mouth shut. I wish my heart would keep its big mouth shut. The days of wine and roses are forgotten. With all you said our relationship was rotten. Lots of places I can't place, the faces I can't face. She got the color TV, the new jacuzzi, the dog, the cat, the stereo. She made a fool out of me, it's easy to see. It's time to pack my bags and go. My heart told me to find her, my heart said she's for me. My heart said she's above the cut. I wish my heart would keep its big mouth shut. Know me, I'm a stranger. I always catch your eye.